If you want to be throwing wide open touchdowns over the top, just like this, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm breaking down the top 5 playbooks here in Madden 26. Alright, so Benkert's Dynasty Playbook got a huge update a couple patches ago, but this is actually probably the best overall playbook in the game. The reason I have it as an honorable mention though is because it's a little harder to access in MUT, I believe right now. You might still need like an access code, but if you're playing any other mode, this is probably the best playbook. So really the thing that I'm going to do throughout this video is just give you guys some of the best plays and route combinations to call from these playbooks. So this is motion halfback choice from the bunch X nasty formation. You're going to put X on a stem down corner route here. You're going to put B on a shriek, and then you're going to you can put your running back. I would block him, and then you need to make sure you put your tight end on a corner route and stem him up 1 notch. So boom, right there. And so you're going to see what's going to happen. They're going to actually be in a cover 3 defense just like this. Okay, clearly single high safety. Boom, we're going to take this snap, we're going to step up in the pocket and look at that pass lead that we're going to be able to throw right down the field. Super easy. The reason why this works is because that route is almost like a kind of a glitch route, I'm not going to lie. Like, it actually just does a great job of running, boom, and getting to a great spot down here on the field, and you can just pass lead it inside. Now, this route is, you could say this is open, and the reason why you could say this is open is because our corner route for the tight end is going to pull this guy down and make him hesitate just a little bit, but I probably still wouldn't throw that. I really like throwing this pass lead inside. It's very easy when you have freeform passing equipped, okay? And then also, obviously, when they have a cover 2 defense, a lot of time they're going to be using this linebacker that's mugging the gap here. And so if you go ahead and set it up the same way and stem that route up once, stem your corner out all the way down, block your running back, and you're going to be able to see same thing's going to happen cover 2. I mean, it's even more wide open if Cam Ward wants to hit a green pass, but just super easy with this play, motion halfback choice against cover 2 and cover 3 defenses. Bomb. All right, so our next play is still going to be here from this bunch X nasty here with the Benkert Dynasty Playbook. Obviously, we know about this play. All we're going to do, put X on a shriek right here, block our running back out of this route combination, and then honestly, that's all I would do. And then I would let my guy come in motion. So we're going to get to cover 3 right here. So boom, we take this snap, and and then we're going to possession catch that ball. I mean, I hit A. I'm not sure why he just didn't go down to the ground and possession catch that. But anyway, pass is wide open. You just have to hit possession catch there and hopefully get a good animation. But the reason why this works, cover 3 defense, we have a shriek on the field. Move this outside third inside, and then wait for number 11 to run over the flat zone pass, lead this ball to the sideline, easy completion. Boom, right down the sideline, huge lane, okay? Also, you have your tight end post running in the middle of the field. He does a great job of getting over the top of these linebackers, and you're able probably to just normal pass this or highball that. And then lastly, you have your drag here. This is a great read progression. I always like to start with my wheel down the sideline. Does he get open? Then we're gonna progress to this drag, and then lastly, we're gonna look to our tight end post. So we're gonna go ahead and call it again right here. This time we're going to put them in just a cover 2 defense, and you're going to see it's going to be the same thing. Set the route combo up the same way. Take the snap once again. Jefferson, boom, run, take it, and then you're able to see pass lead that ball down the sideline again, waiting for him to run over the top of the flat zone, whether it's cover 2 or it's cover 3. That's all you're doing. That's when you want to throw the pass again. Boom, shriek runs off this deep zone, and then it just allows us to have this opening right here down the sideline, another easy throw, and of course you're going to have your tight end post route here in the middle of the field, and then your drag. So this play is great against zone coverage, okay? But then if we go ahead and put them in man coverage here, the main thing that you're now looking for is your crab route. So honestly, if I was playing against man, I'd probably just put X on a shriek, and then, or not X, sorry, put B on a shriek and snap the ball. So boom, you're going to see why, because this crab route, which is basically a out route that runs the wrong way. So it's really just what we call the grab route. So boom, we're gonna take it again, take the snap, wait for this guy, and you can just see how he just has that great speed burst out of the backfield. That guy's manned up on a guy who's on the opposite side as him. We look at the replay, this guy who's manned up on him, he's already over here. But yet he still gives up like 15 yards on this route just because it runs behind the line of scrimmage. If you guys have been following the channel, you guys have been watching some competitive Madden, you guys know about this route. But for those of y'all that don't, this is an easy way to beat man coverage. It's also in a couple of other plays, many other plays in this game, but it's really the best man beating route in this game. Also on this play, you have other routes that have the opportunity to beat man coverage if they decide to use your crab route, or they decide to man up like a fast player on your crab route, right? So I mean, you have other options, but honestly, really, if they give you this, you throw this. Like, you throw this, you see how many yards you can get. Sometimes you're gonna get 3, 4, sometimes you're gonna get 6 or 7 yards, and then sometimes you're gonna be able to pick up a lot of yards down the field. So this play is really great against your man coverages and your zone coverages to cap off the Benkert playbook. All right, so at 5, we're going to have the Green Bay Packers playbook. Let me show you why. All right, so this is a playbook that actually doesn't get a whole lot of love for some reason. I've talked about this in a YouTube short earlier this year, but honestly, I think this is one of the best playbooks, you know, that you can use in this game. Very creative. So we're gonna start first in this bunch strong nasty formation with PHE verticals Y slide, okay? All right, so you can set the route combo up like this, put RB in a curl route here, block your running back. I talked about this play in a YouTube short earlier this year, but we're gonna go ahead and take the snap. But against a cover 2, you're gonna see what happens, where that flat route is going to, or excuse me, that wheel route's gonna move this outside or deep half out to the sideline just enough. Boom, move him out to the sideline, and then you're gonna be able to just pass lead your shriek inside. I mean, I need Jordan Love to hit a better throw, but you can just see how, boom, he turns his hips outside, but there's a guy running inside. And so now you can just throw that pass. This wheel route just does just enough to get his attention, even if he doesn't actually run over the top of the flats in time. But also what you're gonna see is we can set the route combo up the same way against a cover 3 defense. We get the little walk down, and then boom, okay, we're looking right up the seam. Seam routes are a pain to deal with in this game on defense. I've talked about ways to stop them. Go check out some of my other videos on defense, but at least, you know, trying on offense, we're trying to abuse the seams. You can see the same thing. Wheel route moves this outside third outside, and so what happens, we're able to just pass lead our shriek inside here, you know, to Romeo Dobbs with this play. Always hit a possession catch when you're this close to, you know, actually getting tackled here. And then you can also see you have a check down also to your tight end, you know, if the play breaks down for you. So that's a great play to start using against cover 2 and cover 3 defenses. But it doesn't end there, because if we come into the gun bunch tight end formation, right? But it doesn't end there, because if we go ahead come into this gun cluster halfback strong formation for some of the OGs on the channel that were here last year, College Football 25, you guys know that I love cluster, okay? All you're gonna do, you have your 4 strong, so match coverage isn't going to work here with this, but we're going to take the snap, vertical, step up in the pocket, and look who's wide open, our crosser there to Christian Watson, okay? Verticals has always been the best quick snap play in this game, okay? Verticals, verticals, verticals. Take the snap, call verticals. You can sometimes even look up the seam there, although that was a tight window throw. But there's going to be times, every time, where if you just walk up the line, snap the ball, I mean, just look at this. Boom, now you have that throw to your running back there. Up the seam as well. So you're gonna have your tight end up the seam, you're gonna have RB down the middle of the field, you're gonna have your tight end up the seam, boom, tight. Like, it's so easy with this play. And the best part about it against any zone coverage is they're not gonna have time to adjust. You can also put your running back on an in route if you want another check down option, boom, hit that. A lot of time when I call that specific variation of the play, that's my first read, is that running back in route. Because of what it does is it forces these hook zones to come further down, and then that's when you can start to easily, consistently hit those passes to your crosser. And then Christian Watson's a super fast player, so you can turn in the jet. So overall, verticals out of this cluster halfback strong, the best quick snap play that you need to start using out of this Packers playbook. All right, at number 4, we're going to have the San Francisco 49ers playbook, okay? This is one of the best new playbooks after the update. Let me show you why. All right, so it starts here with clear deep from empty bunch tight, okay, is this play literally breaks zone logic in this game, okay? We are going to call a cover 2 defense, right? And you see, typically this defender is going to be their user, so you're not always going to get a mid read on the field when someone runs cover 2. But for the sake of showing you in practice mode, let's just say they leave that defender on the field. This play actually breaks zone logic in this game. This isn't actually how this is supposed to work in this game, but this is how it does in this game. So with this play, so boom, we're going to take the snap right here, and you're just going to see how this mid-read defender actually just completely leaves George Kittle wide open up the seam, okay? Now, clearly you're going to need time in the pocket. I mean, this is a long developing play here. You're trying to hit a post, or excuse me, a read down the middle, and I actually left him in cover 3, but you can see Ags are still fantastic in this game, so you can go up and make a play. So clearly it works against cover 3, but here against cover 2, which is really what I'm trying to show you here, is if I go ahead spy off their premier pass rusher here, and boom, take it. I want you to just watch Nick Bolton on this play. Look how he just completely left him, like, for what? Like, why'd you leave him? He was in a great position to guard that, but it's so weird. And when this play first came out, I got in the lab, I was like, wow, this is odd. Like, I've never seen just, he leaves himself early in the play too to guard a route that's already guarded. He's not manned up. He's in a mid-read, I promise you. And like, I mean, he's dropping back, like he's in the mid-read, then he just leaves the guy, okay? So this play against cover 2, like, it's like cheating, bro. Like, that should never be wide open, okay? And then against cover 3, really what you're trying to do is I would put Bourne here on a corner route. Boom, stem him all the way down, okay? They're in cover 3. I'm gonna step up with the pocket, and then you're gonna see I'm gonna be able to pass lead that ball inside, because it's the same thing that I showed you with motion halfback choice earlier in the video from, I believe, Benkert, right? Boom, you're able to see this is almost the exact same route combo. You're putting the safety in huge conflict because he has to basically like still kind of watch Jennings. So it just allows Kittle to run his fade, bend it inside as he runs down the field. Because he runs a shriek, but then as he continues running up the field, he starts bending it inside. And so that's why you're able to just passing that ball inside and get an easy completion, okay? But if we go ahead and put them in cover 4 defense, okay? Cover 4 defense, right? You can see cover 4 defense, boom, okay? I mean, it's literally the same thing. Boom, take the snap, and just watch how these, like, they just part. Like, I actually kind of threw that pass like a little bit earlier than I probably should have, because these safeties, they just completely just open up completely for you to just throw this pass right down the middle. Boom, take it. Look how these guys turn outside. He turns outside to guard this. He turns outside to guard this corner out. And so what does it do? Opens up another huge lane right down the middle for you to just pass this ball, okay? I mean, this is as easy as it gets, fellas. Like, my goodness. Boom, wait for them to turn outside. Then I'm passing that ball. And, you know, Kittle just dropped that one. But it's all about throwing it early, earlier in the play. You don't really want to, I mean, they will eventually recover with this. So you don't want to just allow them to, you know, recover. You want to throw the ball before they eat, really when they turn outside, before they can turn back inside and make the play. Boom, turn outside, now I throw it, and it's a huge gain down the field. So it's all about reading it. You recognize cover 4, you recognize that these guys are turning outside and just absolutely destroying you. All right, so if we go ahead and put them in man coverage here with this play, it's going to be the same thing that you're going to see. You can just put Kendrick Bourne here on a drag. You can put McCaffrey on a dig if you wanted to. Boom, now you're going to take it. And honestly, I mean, you have one-on-one coverage down the field. Sometimes you can, since you're an empty, there's going to be times where you see this 54 versus 15 here, linebacker on a receiver. That could be an opening that you look to exploit down the field. Lob that pass, and you can just see if he outruns him here. He actually did outrun him. I probably could have just rat caught that. But it's all about mismatches. When you run empty, those are going to exist sometimes. So sometimes you're just going to be able to lob it. Let's see if I can get it again right here. Can he outrun him? No, he gets to swap that time. So there's going to be times where, because you just are an empty, you're able to create personnel mismatches and take advantage of them. But boom, you're able to see right here, deep dig in the middle of the field, great against man coverage. If you have a great back, a satellite like McCaffrey, he's going to do a great job of just running these routes and getting wide open down the field, hit a juke, and make guys miss, okay? So overall, this play is fantastic against every coverage. Bombs cover 2, bombs cover 3, bombs cover 4, and then also obviously has great man beating potential and, you know, man beating options here with this play because you're an empty. But overall, this 49ers playbook is one that you certainly need to start using here to dominate an offense here in Madden 26. All right, so at 3, we're going to have the Kansas City Chiefs playbook, okay? Let me show you why. And before we jump into the breakdown of the Chiefs and all the other playbooks in this video, I need you to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video with someone so they don't miss out on these playbooks too. Let's jump right back into it. All right, so this is the play that we started the video with. If you guys watched the intro, we're here in the bunch X nasty formation. We're calling where the play will be on the screen. Something like soft bound PA double post, but put your tight end in a shriek, stem your corner out all the way down, okay? Boom, let this guy come in motion, take it, and you're gonna throw it now. When you throw it on time is when you can score the touchdown. When you do not throw it on time, it's going to be very hard for you because this game, passing in this game, it's all about windows. You have to be able to take advantage of those windows, you know, to be able to score. So boom, corner route. He's gonna pull this guy down. You see how he's running up the field, but then he stops. Boom, and he hesitates, but now the ball's already out, and so you're able to pass lead the ball up the field and score this touchdown. Yes, we have Xavier Worthy here, but really doesn't matter who's in this position because everyone's going to do a great job of running that. You can also see how you can probably throw this tight end up the seam. Don't necessarily know if I would throw it. I'm always against cover 3 looking to throw this crosser here who does a great job of just running up the field. So boom, take it, again, throw it, right? In that time, because you need to possession catch that pass. A little bit of a bad pass lead there gives the defender a little bit of a better opportunity to make a play on it, but you see we're still able to bring the pass in, okay? They go ahead and put themselves in a cover 2 this time, okay? No problem here for us. It's gonna be the same result, right? So we're gonna go ahead, boom, take this snap, and look at that. I mean, that time, it's just even more wide open. You could throw it earlier over the middle of the field, but it's all about reading the play. Are they in cover 2 or are they in cover 3, right? And like I said earlier in the video, a lot of the time when people run cover 2, they're gonna be taking their mid-read defender actually off the field. And so you don't really have to worry about that guy being in a position to play it, but you can also see how that pass or that post now to Rashid Rice on the outside is also an open throw that you can hit. So it depends a lot on, you know, what you're trying to go for here. If they user this crosser, for example, we're just gonna hit them right behind their head. Hopefully your guys don't bump into each other and you're just gonna be able to hit this bomb down the field. But also obviously you have your crosser wide open on the field for a large portion of this play. Boom, you can see why does this happen? Because this deep half gets pulled out to the sideline by our corner route. And so what does that do? It opens up a lane for us to just throw our crosser to Xavier Worthy in the middle of the field. But also this plays spacing switch. If you guys have watched Madden, you know that this flat route gets like a speed burst off the line of scrimmage. It's kind of like cheesy, or like, you know, you might just overlook it, but let's just say we're gonna put them in hand coverage here. Well, getting a speed burst off the line is sometimes all you need, right? Like, it's the same thing as a crab route. Like, Isaiah Pacheco's not even a fast guy, but you're just able to walk up to the line and snap the ball against man coverage with this play spacing switch because he's gonna get that speed burst with this flat route. Boom, throw it, and you're able to turn it into 6 or 7 yards or even more down the field. And then obviously I would build a route combination around this. So probably this guy on a crosser, this guy on a drag. You could put your tight end on a corner route. Yeah, so something like this. And then when they put themselves in man coverage here, well, now you have basically 5 man beaters, which are going to do a great job of not only creating separation, but also, you know, creating an opening for you to just throw the pass. So boom, man coverage, crosser, drag, Then you're gonna have your running back table route, get his speed burst, throw it, turn it into a big gain as you stay in bounds. I mean, that's just cheating. The crab route combined with the space and switch route literally makes Bunch X Nasty the best offensive formation in this game. That's why Benkert is so good, because you have access to all of these plays. But yeah, I have the Kansas City Chiefs playbook at number 3. All right, at number 2, we're gonna have the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook. The best, the most versatile offense for beginners in this game. Let me show you why. All right, so when we think about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, it's tight doubles, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it's been like that for a while. You guys watched me in Madden 24. Dang, I've been kind of doing this for a little minute now. We're going back to Madden 24, but anyway, I ran tight doubles here in Madden 24, and it was probably my favorite offense that I've ever ran, just because it was so easy. I mean, it was before switch stick was a thing. That's why shot fake cross was so good. It kind of took a step back last year, but it's 100% back in this game because of how wheel routes run in this game. So just the same standard route combination, even that I called even back then. Put your tight end on a drag, put your inside receiver on a shriek. They run cover 3, I believe they're in here, and you're just still gonna have that pass down the sideline. If Aaron Charles Rodgers getting a throw on the sideline, man. Like, come on, dude. All right, take the snap, cancel your drop back, and then there you go. Passing that ball. I don't know why we're Adam Thielen signed with the Steelers. That's hilarious. I thought bro wanted to win a Super Bowl. But here we go. Boom. Call it once again. Same thing. Step up in the pocket. Wait for it on the sideline. Aaron Rodgers is lofting the ball in the air. It's wide open, okay? It's the same thing we talked about earlier in the video where you're taking advantage of those passes on the sideline, okay? We go ahead and put them in a cover 2 defense now. This time you're waiting for the guy to run over top of the flat zone, and it's going to be even more wide open on the sideline, okay? And the reason why this works is because you wait for him to run over top of the flat zone, but you can also just wait for the drag to come into his area too. Like, if he wants to drop all the way back to defend this, well, now we just dump it off to our tight end also. And I'm talking about way further back than he is now. I mean, if he just doesn't, if he gives up on the play, we're throwing this right here. Boom, easy possession catch, in the middle. So very, very easy, right? BLT, what if they run man coverage though? Now your 2 fades aren't open. Well, if they want to run man coverage, honestly, I just like to quick snap this play so much that I honestly don't even make any adjustments. I'd probably just call it like this against man. Even though Thielen's probably not going to beat his man, sometimes they do blow their coverage. It's always nice to have a streak on the field, I'll say that. So boom, take it. Now you watch DK Metcalf run his route and, tight window throw, we're able to bring that pass in. Having 3 man beaters on the field always going to be one of your best friends here. Even here, they run zone coverage, and I call this, you see that same route combination works against zone. So that's why having good quick snap plays is so important, because it just makes playing offense super, super easy. So boom, now I believe, yeah, they were in cover 3 right there. I only have to make really 1 hot route to get this play work. Or if I really want to set up the bomb, then I can, call 2 hot routes, 2 hot routes, shriek, and then drag on the tight end, and then there you're able to see possession catch that pass. Very easy with this play shot fade cross. But luckily for you guys, we've broken this formation and this playbook down in victoryformation.gg. Shout out to Swole, okay? We're gonna come into you have Bunch X Nasty, which I've been talking about this whole video, but really the play that I want to talk about, because I love it so much and I appreciate you guys for sticking around this far in the video, is this one, motion stick wheel, okay? Boom. We're going to, I think I talked about this earlier in the week from the Trips X Nasty mini scheme. Go check out that video next. But we are going to call a cover 1 defense, cover 1 hole, press your defense, and this is a great, play against press man coverage, okay? I mean, it's good against man coverage in general, but we're gonna put them in press man coverage here, and you're gonna see we're going to be looking for RB. What's gonna happen is a lot of bumping should occur between Thielen's man and Austin's man, okay? You're gonna put your tight end on a drag, and against man, I would just block my running back. I always like blocking 6, but boom, we're gonna see this time the bumping doesn't occur, so you have to be ready to get rid of the ball, okay? You're looking, again, like I said, for bumping to happen on this play with your 2 routes if they want to actually, run press man. If they don't run press man, like that guy's backed off, do not call this route combination. I probably wouldn't call this play, honestly. I would probably just call another play from Trips X Nasty that you can go see in the mini scheme. But if we go ahead and take this snap, does the bumping occur? No, but he does. He still outruns him, and that's the beautiful thing is sometimes the bumping doesn't occur, but it's just how this route runs. It's a wheel route. It like gets another speed burst once he starts running up the field, and which is very, very dangerous for a defense. So boom, take it, and you can just see how it's a mixture of his speed and then this route, this wheel route, how this guy honestly kind of sets a pick. Where this guy has to kind of run around this guy, and then he just runs right by him up the field. So, and that's a great play to utilize against press man again. Only when they actually press, and I really do wish that these dudes would bump into each other, bro. Like I really do, just so I can show you guys this. Because you saw it worked in the last play, but bumping happens a lot with this. And it just doesn't happen right there. I mean, we're not gonna sit here all day, but if you go watch the video from, I believe Tuesday. You go watch Tuesday's video, you'll see it. I mean, the bumping continued to happen, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and it's kind of just luck of the draw. But if it doesn't happen, normally this route doesn't work. But you did see it work on the last play. You have your tight end drag here. You have your one-on-one shots down the field to DK Metcalf if they're open. So again, that's a great play against man coverage here with this Trips X Nasty formation. But if we're going to be playing against a lot of zone coverage, probably the best play to just call is again quick snapping. Quick snap, quick snap, quick snap. That's the name of the game here. Walk up the line, Trips X Nasty verticals, boom, take it. You're looking high-low between your crosser to your tight end and your drag to your backside receiver, who in this case is actually going to be DK Metcalf. So boom, take it. Now I'm looking at Metcalf, throw that, try to make guys miss after the catch. Always putting their user in conflict with this play. It's a tough position. Normally they're going to be using Lloyd, and so they're going to try to come down to guard Metcalf, or they're going to stay up to guard Vermouth. And so you're just looking, but also you can just look right up the seam. Again, if Aaron Charles Rodgers would hit passes that are wide open, this would be a lot easier to showcase. But boom, take it again, look right up the seam, possession catch, easy every single time. Cover 2 defense, or that was actually a cover 3. We put them in cover 2, Tampa 2, right? You're gonna see, boom. We're just looking very easy up the sideline. That washed Adam Thielen is able to bring that pass. And again, I mean, it's just a cover 2, right? It's the same thing we're talking about. You're running shrieks and wheels right over the top of their flats. You're holding their safeties inside with shrieks, and then you're just pass leading balls outside, to these guys. Also, if they don't have a mid-read defender on the field, you can look right up the seam here, deep seam, to your shriek or your fade. So overall, this Trips X Nasty in combination with the tight doubles makes the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook really dangerous. They also have other formations like we talked about, cluster, bunch X Nasty, a bunch of other stuff that you can take advantage of. But the best part about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense and all the offenses in this video is you can go to the pinned comment below, victoryformation.gg, and use code BLT to get 20% off your purchase, and you're going to get access to all the tips and tricks we have on the site, including game plans and weekly lab updates. Can't wait to see you there. But surprise, surprise, the #1 playbook in this game, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Although I did say earlier in the video, the actual #1 is probably just Benkert, but it's not available in every mode, so I just won't put it as #1 here. But motion PA cross switch here from Wild Trail Close. The best play here, or one of the better plays here in this game, gives you great versatility. Another great quick snap play, okay? So you're gonna see all I'm gonna do, put my tight end on a drag here, and we're going to let this guy come in motion. I love this play because when you start to step up in the pocket, you have this dig open. Now, that guy just played out of his mind. I don't even know what zone. I would love to know what zone that was, because he never should have played this. This is a deep zone? Oh, well, okay. But anyway, you're able to also see your crosser here does a great job of getting open on the sideline, okay? You have, and again, it's quick snap. Now, you have an auto motion on this play, so it's not like the same as a traditional walk up the line, snap the ball type of play, but then you're able to see, boom, call it again, Let's see, they're gonna be in cover 3. We're gonna have time to throw, and we're going to be looking for our crosser that time to Brian Thomas Jr. up the sideline. I actually drafted this guy #1 in fantasy this year, and he doesn't even play for me anymore. He's been absolutely terrible. I mean, luckily my team's still #2 in the league, but I mean, it's just a shame what he did to fantasy owners like me. But anyway, we get back to it. Boom, call it again, step up in the pocket, and you're just able to see pass right there on the sideline. And yeah, it just sucks. Like, Brian Thomas Jr.'s not a good football player, man. I don't know how he was drafted number 8 or whatever projected, but he's not good. But if we go ahead and put them in man coverage right here, I'm so sick and tired of watching this guy play football. But actually, against man coverage, this play is also really good too because of this auto motion. So boom, you're gonna see this dig, when he comes in motion, he's not gonna get pressed. He has no chance of getting pressed, and it's already a good man-beating route. So it makes it a lot easier for you to actually be able to throw. Again, always put that tight end on a drag. You always wanna have a good shack down option here with this play. There you go. There we go, Brian. Please. Okay, he brings the pass in. I mean, it looked like he was going to get bagged on that play, but you can see the crosser does a great job of creating separation. You can also see that this go ball to number 11 here is going to do a good job of just clearing out zones, which is really all you're trying to do. And then you're able to just throw this pass here. And then, like I also talked about, this backside dig. I think this is Joey Porter Jr., so he's going to do a good job in coverage. I don't know how the Steelers have Slay, Joey Porter Jr., and Ramsey, and they're still like mid on defense. But anyway, we go, or actually they're going to be in zone coverage again here. So boom, take it, step up in the pocket. And when you can step up in the pocket, that's something I didn't talk about necessarily in this video, but when you can step up in the pocket, you need to do that. But this play from the Y-Up drill close formation, one of the better ones you need to start calling here against all types of coverages. All right, so next we're going to have cheat tight end hitch halfback seam here. Again, this is actually from bunch tight end. All I like to do with this, put my tight end on a shriek, snap the ball. Then again, you're gonna see them in cover 3 right here. So boom, we just step up in the pocket, and you need to look earlier than I did on that play to your halfback right up the seam, okay? He's in a great position, and it's gonna be very hard for the defenders to actually just take him out of the backfield. I believe that might have been a deep zone that had to make a play on that and make that tackle, because he just gets out of the backfield so fast, man. It's really just a beautiful thing. Boom, get out of the backfield, cut it upfield, turn it upfield, and turn it loose, okay? So, I mean, just a great play. But also you're able to see what's gonna happen is Myers here, boom, run up the sideline, pass lead ball outside. It's a great route. And the reason why that wheel route does such a great job is because of your tight end shriek. Your tight end shriek holds this guy. It's actually crazy how zones work in this game, that a route that's all the way over here can hold the attention of this deep zone like he can, and just allow you to pass lead this ball right up the sideline. Easy street completion, okay? Now, as far as the backside of this play, you can put Brian Thomas Jr. on a curl route, snap the ball, let Myers come in motion, and you can just see how, boom, we step up in the pocket and hit that read to Travis Etienne, okay? This is a great play against cover 3. And then obviously, if it works against cover 3, bro, you know it's gonna work against cover 2. Cover 2, like, I mean, cover 2 has its uses, man, but it's risky. Boom, take it, and we're throwing it on the sideline. Same thing, possession catch. Our tight end shriek's gonna hold the deep zone inside for just long enough, and then it's gonna create an opening here down the sideline to your shriek. So very, very easy play here. All right, so let me know down below in the comments any questions you have about anything that I talked about in this video, and click this video right here if you want to see my Trip X Nasty mini scheme that I talked about earlier this week to transform your offense. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.